Welcome back to episode 3 of Shut the Front Door. So, do you want me to help or do you want me to listen? That's a phrase that has changed my marriage, but also how I view working with people. Today, I'm going to discuss the one topic, which is essentially helping, but what role that plays when you're viewing a property. When you have family or friends, first and foremost, let's lead with the automatic thing that they love you, they want the best for you, because that's the reason that you want to engage them to help you and you trust them, but it's also the reason they can hinder your search. If you imagine you're having this conversation, you have either been mortgage approved or you have the cash or you're ready to make that decision to look at property. You maybe have a significant other, or you maybe have uncles, aunts, family members, family friends that you hold in high regard and you want their support, opinion, and guidance as you start your property journey, or you're starting on a different type of property journey, moving from maybe an apartment to a house or into a fixer upper, whatever it may be. The concept is the same. And what's really funny about this is this phrase, do you want me to help or do you want me to listen, was something I used on a webinar when I was with Lally, who has a company called Houses to Restore. And when I mentioned it to him, he said, I never thought about it that way because as a man, we want to jump in and help. We want to fix the problem. We want to know what we can do to take the pain away. And it's the same context. If you're looking at property and you've got family or friends and you just mention where you're looking and what you want to do and you ask someone's opinion without any context, they're going to say what they think they need to say to help you. But here's the kicker. If people don't know what you want from them, they're going to give you what you don't want or don't need. So let's run through a hypothetical scenario. You are approved, you've got everything ready to go, and you have a ballpark idea of what you're looking at and where you want to look. You're trawling through Daft, My Home, calling agencies, whatever it may be, because you don't have a handsome buying agent. That's another story. You organize a viewing or you decide you're going to spend a Saturday morning going to a viewing. Let's just say you haven't listened to my previous advice and you've got 8 to 10 on your schedule. First and foremost, bold, but secondly, there's no structure to it. So you're just going to go and hope for the best. You bring Uncle Randy along to maybe help you, but you haven't told him anything. You've just sent the address and he either meets you there or you pick him up on the way. You go to the property, and as you arrive, it's busy. There's a lot going on. There's other people like you who work hard. They have a lot on their plate, and you're trying to mill past them. And you got Uncle Randy grabbing you and saying, look at this, look at that. There's a crack here. But you got to pause and remember, you didn't tell Uncle Randy what you wanted from him. So when you go to this property, you're just letting him loose. And what happens when you let someone loose? There's zero focus. So your viewing etiquette or your planning etiquette to how you're going to tell people that you love what you want from them is going to start before the viewing. So what I'm going to encourage you to do is assess what it is you're looking at. If you have a property checklist, that keeps you honest in terms of your choices, your parameters of why you're looking at stuff, and why you're using your precious time to go look at property that either hits enough of the right notes for you to give it time, or it has everything you need. End of. But if you're going to a viewing and you bring someone with you, you really want to lay out what it is you need and want from them. You're going to meet Uncle Randy. You ring them beforehand and you say, look, I'm booking XYZ viewings, or I'm going to attend these viewings, and here's the context behind them. Here's why I'm looking at them. Here's a few ideas that I have in mind, and here is what I want you to do when we go and view so we make the most of our time. So when you arrive, you could say to them, I want you to notice all the things I mightn't notice, or I want you to write down everything you see, and then I'm going to buy you a coffee afterwards, maybe a croissant or whatever Danish pastry they want, because let's face it, you've just hired a consultant for the price of a coffee. Talk through what they saw in their viewing experience, because then it means you get to go into a property, firstly, armed with the checklist, knowing why you're there. Secondly, the person that you brought with you understood the assignment. Because if you bring them in and they know what you want from them, it makes it a lot easier for them to lower the shoulders, relax, and lean into the very thing it is you want from them, which may be to take notes, it may be to listen, it may be to look for certain features in a property that you not either mightn't have the wherewithal or you might gloss over if you're not that way inclined, if you're not a details oriented person. And it just means you're capitalizing on having that person with you to make the most of your time. So when you're looking at this particular experience of viewing, this is someone who can enhance your journey. They can basically help you understand when you're looking at properties, the things you may miss, and you can have a debrief at the end. I liken it to teaching someone to drive. Someone who loves you wants to help you. They want to be the one that guides you and is a part of your education and a part of your journey, because that's the role they play in your life. If someone you love teaches you to drive, they want you to be safe, secure, and they want you to be well equipped for the roads. But if you're sitting beside someone you love, there's either an underlying or a physical tensing of the fists because you're nervous, you're scared, you care, but you care too much. When you have someone that you're guiding you in a viewing or you've asked to help you, if they don't understand what to do, they're just going to be lost at sea. They're going to do everything they can to smother you, whether they realize it or not. An opinion that's skewed by experience is also going to have a knock on effect on what it is you're doing. So when you're looking at viewing and bringing people, I want you to first and foremost lay out, do I want someone to fix something for me, or do I need them to listen? And then that's going to set the framework for what it is you want. So if you met me and we were going to a viewing and I said to you, do you want me to make notes? Do you want me to walk alongside you? Do you want me to ask questions of the agent? Do you want me to watch people and listen to what they say? Or do you want me to walk around the property and take photos of cracks or things that you think are going to cost money to fix, so you have a better idea of what's involved? Or do you want me to just walk beside you, listen to what you say, what you notice, and then we have a debrief afterwards? If you don't tell people what it is you want for a viewing, they're just going to throw their own opinion in, which will be skewed by their own experience. If you have family members who live in a part of Ireland where you have a larger footprint or more space or less space, that will skew their opinion on what they're looking for. If you have someone who's used to new property, they have all singing, all dancing, shiny appliances and A ratings, their version of ghastly could be a classically styled period house where they can't understand why there's horsehair insulation. But that's a feature in an older home. So when you're getting help from people or guidance, or you're just getting that dig out from not being alone going to a viewing, it's really important that you're clear on what it is you want and why you want it. So don't get annoyed at people when you feel they wasted your time. If you don't tell them what they want, you're the one wasting their time as well. But also remember, when you ask people to a viewing, my old phrase tends to be once is a favor, twice is a chore. Once is a favor when you ask someone through, but if you start to waste every weekend without any purpose and you're just going to open doors with no clear narrative as to what you hope to achieve, you're bringing people along and they're giving you their time. And if they don't know how they're supposed to help you, you're kind of doing them a disservice. For this week, I'm just going to do a quick check on our time. We have 1 minute and 52 seconds left. We're going to finish early today. When you're going to a viewing, I want you to lead with, do I want someone to fix this or do I want someone to listen? It's quite helpful in an argument when someone's upset as well, because sometimes you just need to listen to what they've got going on. Tell the person beforehand what you want, but also give them an explanation as to what will happen afterwards. So if we talk through one final example, I'm going to a viewing tomorrow. The viewing is at 10 to 10:30. It's at 123 Main Street. It's a 4-bed XYZ. There are no bids at the moment, and here's the link to it. I am going to arrive at 9:30. I am going to park in X location, and if you'd like me to bring you with me, I can do that, or vice versa. We are going to walk around, and I would like you to make note of all the little details that I might miss, because I'm enthusiastic, I'm excited, and I can see potential, but I want you to bring me back down to earth with just some very simple points. So I'd like you to notice cracks. I'd like you to notice damp. I'd like you to notice if anything seems out of place. If it's an older house, I would like you to notice if anything you think needs work. I need you to look at a boiler and say, that looks a bit old to me. And you know what? If you could take a photo of it, that would be really helpful. And if you go out the back garden, I'd like you to double check the orientation for me as well. And if you just screenshot that on your phone, we can talk about it afterwards. And one last thing, if you could stand at the back of the garden, turn around, look at the house and compare the houses that are side by side and just take a couple of notes. So if the neighboring house looks a bit tired or if it looks like it has someone who maybe doesn't look after it the way they should. I also heard someone did a really nice extension. So if you could have a quick glance at that and give me a brief idea, maybe take a photo and let me know what potential there could be in this house. Oh, we are not actually above time. So to keep it honest, keep it simple, tell people what you want from them when they're helping you at a viewing. You're going to help them, you're going to help you, and you're going to retain your sanity rather than spending too much time with people who aren't going to do what you need them to do. And lastly, don't go to 10 viewings, 3 max on a Saturday morning. Any more, and it's like speed dating. You're not going to have a clue what front doors you saw. And buy them a decent coffee because they're helping you.